来了。
Good afternoon，
大家中午好。刚开始哦，今天天气不错哦，除了那几天一直下雨之外，而且
good weather, feel like sleeping already. Very cooling.
那这几天凉风习习哦，晚上哇，那个风实在太大了。但现在2月了，到2月了，所以还是这么大风。希望在接下来这个过年的时候还是很多风啊，很重要。
很特别的一个2021，almost the whole of January, you can feel
yes,
the weather is very comfortable, very soothing, very good for me.
We all like cold.
How I hope Singapore have this weather throughout the year. Well, whatever go up, it will come down. Whatever come down, it will go up. So, can imagine by the mid of this year, it's going to be very, very hot.
所以大家一个心理准备哦。
Okay, please like and share for those who have already come in. Good afternoon, Daphne. Hello, Mr. Koo. Hello, Ronnie.
中午好哦！欢迎大家来到这个我们的这个安全幸福站哈。那今天我们会介绍一些比较特别的产品，而且不常见，这个不常见哦。那我们也希望说能够把这个产品介绍给大家哦，可能有一天你的公司会用到，所以等一下我们会再给你们详细的一个介绍。
Yeah, well, I think that the topic that we touch on and the what they call the information that we give could be very industrial related. You might find it boring at times, right? But definitely it's going to help you in your job in future when you come across that you need certain products in the industry or in the company you work in. I think this is some good information that could help you.
Yes, 对的哦。有时候是这样啊，我们都有一种经验，有时候看到，但是就是不知道会有什么作用，会对我们以后会有什么用处。但是当我们要用到的时候，我们在想，我在哪里看到啊？奇怪的，我这一想不起来。所以如果你觉得这个产品对你有用，你可以进去 Facebook 里面，你还可以把它 review， 就是把它再重新的看一次，让你可以记住你那个 memory， 这就是我们的目的哦，就是把这个好的东西跟你分享啊。
Yeah, in case you forget where you saw this information or where you heard this information, well, look at our T-shirt. See, QSS. QSS. Remember QSS, right? We'll be providing you a lot of industrial information, a lot of industrial protective equipment information that will help you in your future, when you encounter certain area that you need certain products. Just remember, all right, QSS. You can always go to our website. You type QSS, you go to our website. You can see a lot of products. You want more information? You can, just join us on Wednesday, and we just share those information with you, so you have a better understanding. All right?
Okay, good. So 今天我们要讲的这个产品主要是保护我们环境。其实现在你看我们这个 climate 很严重，所以人跟自然其实是息息相关的。所以这个产品也能够为这个环境就是贡献一份力量。那怎么去贡献这份力量呢？等一下我们再分享。
Yeah, I see who is in. Okay, hello, Helen. Hi, Elsie. All right, thanks for coming in, and please like and share so that more people will be able to listen to us. All right, we'll just wait for a couple of minutes and we'll just move ahead. Just give us a minute or so. Yeah.
我看这个时候年关将近了，已经靠近，再多1个多礼拜就要过年了。很多人都在忙着准备他们的年货啦，大扫除啦，可能会稍微忙了一点，but 这个也不会妨碍我们继续的做这样的一个分享。所以well please 就是 like and share， 重要是 like and share， 让大家知道。
Yeah. For those that already come in, you can just type hello and we know you're in. Right? I kind of like trying to pronounce your name, 𝘠𝘱𝘠𝘠𝘠.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hi, 𝘠𝘱𝘠𝘠𝘠. Yes.
𝘠𝘱𝘠𝘠.
Okay.
𝘠𝘱𝘠𝘠.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get to pronounce properly. Hello. Thanks for joining. Right.
Welcome on board. Welcome on board. I think now most probably we can start.
Yeah, we shall start with my colleague, Channel 8 first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Francis. Okay. 人叫我福哥。So 一样的今天我们会用2种语言一个是 Channel 8，一个是 Channel 5。At least 有一些人不能够理解这个华文的话，可以 understand 英文的。好，那刚才我讲到有关于这个环境。那我们要怎么样去保护这个环境？尤其是这个水资源真的很缺乏。不但我们新加坡水是宝贵的，而且在外国同样的。其实我们如果有看到这个 documentary 的话，很多地方河流 river 这些地方都受到污染。其中有一样这个东西就是我们所谓常用的 bottle 啦 plastic。已经是泛滥成灾了，所以我们也说希望说大家能够培养一种好的习惯，把这些plastic 东西好好的收集起来然后 dispose 在对的地方不要乱丢，因为这个也是关系到环境。那今天我们讲的这个产品呢，我们叫做托盘，叫防泄漏托盘，就是 spill pallet。那现在由我的
thank you.
来解说。
Hello, Annie. Hello, Maggie. All right, thanks for coming. All right, today we're going to talk about spill pallet. What is spill pallet? When we talk about spill pallet, basically you have something in your mind that you hope to achieve, right? Basically, if you want to go into this product proper, right? This pallet, what can it help you? Why do your company need to buy a spill pallet? All right, it's very simple because the first most important thing is to protect the environment, especially our water resource. Right, you know Singapore water resource is so precious, right? So to have this product, actually you do your small little part, right, to protect the water supply. All right, so this is critical. On top of that, this pallet also can help you to, segregate and then consolidate, organize your oil, your what they call the chemicals that you are using, all right, in a proper manner. All right, just like the topic that I touched on previously on the flammable cabinet, is basically the same. Yeah, all right. Oh, how Kuma Kaki are from Nepal. Very good.
Oh, hi.
Very good. From very far.
Far away.
Right.
Okay.
Over to you.
Okay. Now, 这个托盘我相信可能家庭他不会用到了，主要是在这个公司尤其是那些做油的 或者是有时候有生产这个所谓的化学原料或者是化学液体的，他们就会用到。那为什么呢？因为这个托盘它能够帮你就是分门别类。分门别类，而且当你在用的时候也比较容易的 access， 就是容易的处理，容易的去把它拿出来。然后这个托盘呢，它的一个最主要的一个重点就是它下面如果你有泄漏的话，它有一些空间能把这个泄漏把它保留下来。所以重要的还是环境，重要的还是环境。所以如果你没有这个托盘的话，你只是放在地上或者放在普通的那种木质的那种托盘的话，我们叫 pallet pallet 当你有泄漏的时候，那它就会污染你的环境。而且不要忘记，当你污染的话，你要说就是说讲呢，费用那个 clean up 就是清洗的费用，那就会很高。所以如果你有这个托盘的话，就可以帮你解决这个问题。
Hello, I saw WC. Hello, good afternoon.
你好，你好。
All right. Well, just now I talk about why do you need a spill pallet, right? Actually, this spill pallet is not something very technical involved. Basically, if you are having oil in your company or chemical storage in your company, to prevent it from spill, right? It's always the case when you have a spill, what will happen is you need to clean it up, right? And you spend a lot of money to clean it up, all right? So this is something that you can prevent, rather than you cure. After you spill, you got to spend a lot of money to do cleanup, So I would advise, right, if your company store those big drum of oil, especially chemicals, right? If you don't use a flammable cabinet, you can use pallet, right? Spill pallet basically is when you want to use it, right? When you want to take smaller quantity from a bigger container, so you need to pump certain volume out for use, and chances that you have a spill, right? If you have a pallet, actually whatever spill will actually be contained in the pallet. That is the main purpose of a spill pallet, right?
对了，这个就是我们要用到的地方。那如果深一层的想，如果你这个油桶或者是化学桶如果有泄漏，它可以把它渗起来的话，它就不会污染到整个环境。这个就是我们要的，它这个帮助整个环境不会受到污染。当你不会受到污染的话，你所收集到雨水就能够好好的去利用。所以说我们这个 spill pallet 能够对环境贡献一份他自己的这个力量。那什么叫 spill pallet？ 什么是托盘呢？我看有些人他会觉得，我们讲了这么多，到底它是什么样的一个东西呢？可能等一下我们来看一下，我们会放一些PowerPoint让大家分享。Hi，
苏立宏
，Hi， Hi Kitty， 你好。好，大家都进来了哈。
You want to put on some picture first before we explain
further. Yes, OK。我们放一下这个图片，然后我们再稍微讲解一下。OK， 那大家能够看到这个图片里面有这个我们叫做 spill pallet。那其实它有两种不一样的这个 model， 就是它生产这两种。第一种是我们叫做movable， 就是可以移动的托盘。另外一种呢是一种 station 的 ，station 的话一般上都是固定的它不能够随便的移动所以差别就是在这两个不同的这个托盘。那maybe 你可以解释一下。
Let me just kind of elaborate a little bit more on the spill pallet, right? Now, that's basically in English, it's easy to describe. In Mandarin, they say two types. In fact, in English, we say pallets, right? The other one is actually what we call a workstation, right? Now, first of all, pallet. Pallet, as you know, it's meant to carry certain things, right? I mean, in the logistic especially, you know what is a pallet. But this pallet is very different from those normal stacking pallet. Right? This pallet is used to contain any spill, right? So it can be in the form of carry 2 drum, 2 55-gallon drum, or 4 55-gallon drum, all right? And you can have in a configuration of a one whole row or in a square format. Now, workstation is very different. The profile itself, one is higher, one is lower. The workstation is lower, right? First of all, the pallets you can pick up by a forklift, right? Workstation is actually you can only put it at a corner, for example, stationarily, and you're not going to move it, right? You need to use certain chemical or certain oil. You just get a drum on top, put on top of the pallet, and you start to pump things out like the picture that we are showing, right? So in this process, you probably have some leak, and then it will be contained. So the difference within pallets and workstation is one is stationary, workstation is stationary, and a pallet is mobile. You can pick it up, right? You have 4 drum, for example. Let's say you have a 4-drum pallet. You can put 4 drum on top and use the forklift to lift it and then move it. It's mobile. You can just move it somewhere. Remember, if you buy a workstation, you cannot pick it up by a forklift. They do not have a slot for the forklift fork to fork it up. No way, right? So workstation and pallets are 2 different configurations. Right, over to you.
Yeah, thanks. OK， 那这个托盘你看，刚才我讲的就是英语比较容易讲解，那华语的话就是我们属于这个mobile就是移动的托盘跟这个 station 固定的托盘这2种。那移动2个都有，可以放2 drum， 也可以放4 drum， 就是2个桶。那种我们在本地很常说的就是44 gallon 的，大概是200 liter 这样哦，44 gallon 的桶，就是2个或者是4个，这个要看你的空间的需求啦，看你空间需求。如果你需要2个的话，你只要买2个的这个托盘就可以了哦。当然这个就是让你万一如果你的铁桶不小心蛀洞的话，然后它有这个油或者化学药水流出来的话，它不会污染到整个环境哦。这个是它最大的好处。但是我有一些问题就是要问，那它这个是用什么原料来做的呢？ What is the material?
Okay, it's because it's the material is easy to explain with English. Chinese name probably later I think my colleague will explain. Actually, HDPE. The material itself is called HDPE. What is HDPE? It's high density polyethylene. All right. So it's a virgin material. That's why you see just now we show you the picture. It's in yellow color. All right. Yellow color. If the material is not pure, you'll probably see a lot of black dot in between the material after you do the injection. All right. So what is a good thing about HDPE, right? As you know, certain safety helmets are made of HDPE, right? And it's very hard, right? Very hard. It's not easily breakable, right? So what happened is you use HDPE, the pellet itself can carry 2,000 kg of load. The load capacity can go up to 2,000 kg. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
OK， 那刚才我们讲到这个有关于这个材料，它是怎么做的呢？它是用高密度的聚乙烯来做的。聚乙烯就是一种很硬的一种，可以说是 plastic type 啦 ，plastic 来的，所以它这个不容易裂不容易裂，然后它能够承受很重的这个重量，就是大概是可以承受大概是 2,000 kg 2000公斤的这个重量，2000公斤。那这个2000公斤，我们所讲的是四个桶的那个所谓的托盘。那当然如果是2个桶的托盘的话，当然它的承受的重量就会减一半了，大概是1000多公斤。那它的一个好处就是说，尤其是人站在上面的时候，它也不会变形，而且它上面的那个 platform， 我们所谓的
platform，we call it gratings
啊，它的那个 gratings， 而且它有特别的设计。如果你人有站在上面，或者你桶放上，它没有这么容易的，就是 skip 应该怎么说呢？滑溜，fall slip ，non slip 这 anti slip 可以这么说对，大概是这样的一种情况
So basically, this pallet itself, alright, you can say it's a container, but it's in what they call a pallet format. It can be square or rectangular, alright. And on top of that, they put grates or gratings, you call it, on top, right? So that the gratings have a lot of hole. So whatever liquid that spill out will just seep into the containment, right? The container or the pallet itself. All right. So why the pallets use grating instead of seal it up? Reason because after a certain time you need to clean it up. When you have a leak or you have a spill or whatever, you need to clean up. It's very easy. You just remove the grating and you can clean up internally and make sure all the residue can be disposed of in a proper manner. Right?
Maybe 我们可以再看一下下一段的那个。
We see more pictures, so
next week, please next. 那这些那我们现在看到的这个这个是以华文字来写那你可以看到它是有一定的标准，尤其是这个所谓的 Europe 欧洲方面的这个标准，还有它有一个很重要的就是这个 EPA 就是属于美国的这个环境的控制的一个标准，所以这个很重要因为我们一定要 meet 到这个的要求，不然的话你这个 pallet 就是失去那个意义了。那可能你 want to
this is actually the standards, right? Some of the standards that we use to control pallets. All right. Basically, is EPA and CE, right? So the standard itself is quite straightforward.
Yes.
All right. So what is EPA? EPA is actually an environmental control agency, right?
Yeah.
So they just want to make sure that when you deal with oil or chemical, right, you don't what they call contaminate the environment. That's about it. All right. Well, the CE standards talk about the testing on the quality itself, right? The load bearing, they call it load bearing. Just now I told you about 2,000 kg. That is the load that the pallets can take. If it doesn't pass the standard, imagine you put 4 55-gallon drum on top of it. The pallet will give way. When the pallet gives way, what will happen is you contaminate the environment.
Yes.
That's about it. Yes. All right. So the standard is just to make sure that this particular product is able to what they call deliver is what they call the requirement that we want. Right. That's why the standard all about.
Yeah.
They probably can go through some pictures and
then maybe here got our friend asking
Janice, right?
Yes.
The material is HDPE, right? So it definitely meets the requirement, all right? And you talk about demo. Unfortunately, we can't because we are in an environment that we could not have a pallet. Maybe next time when we get a live show in the warehouse so that we can show you.
Yeah.
At this point of time, yeah, I mean, we just have constraint because we are in a showroom, okay, in our showroom, so we could not do it.
So sorry about that.
Yeah. If you require more information, all right, you can just WhatsApp us at 8852-0182. All right. Once you WhatsApp us, we will reply you on your requirement. All right. You can see the WhatsApp at your screen there at the bottom. All right. So just WhatsApp us if you have any requirement. Okay. Right. Let's see. Anybody have any other questions? All right. Now, on top of probably load, right? Maybe you have other concern like whether this pallet can be stacked or not. Right. Okay. Yeah. Because a lot of people, due to the space that we have, all right, especially in the warehouse space that we have, they were just hoping that this can be stacked. That means you have a pallet before drum and you stack another pallet on top of it. Basically, our advice is no, because the bottom pallet itself can only take 2,000 kg load. The more you stack, right, the chances for the bottom pallet to give way is higher, unless you are able to calculate that it does not overshot the 2,000 kg. All right, so it's very important.
Yeah, 对。就刚才我们有一些朋友有问到是否可以做一些 demo sorry， 因为我们这边是属于showroom 来的，所以 maybe 可能以后有机会的话，我们可以再让你们看一下，它真正的 pallet 是所谓的托盘是怎么样的可能以后我们可以再arrange， 就是安排一下。那再来就是说。因为我们的空间尤其是warehouse， 就是你们储存的这个地方，空间一般上都有限的宝贵很宝贵，所以有些人就会把这个桶把它怎么样讲贴高因为既然我们可以承受2000多公斤的重量，为什么不可以贴高当然我们不建议，也最好是不要把它贴高。因为在贴高，你可能在移动的时候，它有风险，它有危险，可能它会再掉下来。因为你相信你贴的越高的话，它的 gravity 就越高，然后就越容易掉下来。所以不建议你们把这个桶贴高最好是就是说我们所讲的，如果你是2个桶的，你就用2个桶的 pallet； 4个桶的，你就用4个桶的这个托盘。就这么简单。其实你这个讲移动的托盘如果能够用这个 forklift 插的话，已经是不错了啦。那请问一下 ，station 我们所谓的这个固定的，是否可以用 forklift 来插
？Basically, I just mentioned that workstation you are not supposed to be moving it to other places. You can, but it's very troublesome to use this method. If you think that the drums that you're going to carry, right, that contain whether oil or chemical, whatever, if you want it to be mobile, just buy a normal pallet that can be transported by a forklift, right? So in that case, it will be easy for people to bring it to another workplace because you need some oil or whatever at another workplace. So the purpose of the pallet, all right, first of all, it's mobile. Secondly, you can, especially logistic company, if you're dealing with logistic company, and I'm sure logistic company also deal with storage of oil, chemical or whatever. So in that sense, if you are having this kind of business, I would advise that you have some pallet already with you, right? So that when you want to, take a business that storage of oil drum or chemical, you are able to do so, right?
对，有一些就是说运输公司，尤其是运输公司，它可能会用到这个所谓的这个托盘，能够帮助它 manage， 就算是不小心被这个 forklift 插到的话，我的意思是那个桶插到的话，至少它还有这个托盘能够保护它，这个就是不会泄露到整个地上都是。Logistic company 就是我们所谓的运输公司，它会用到的这个产业就是因为会比较高。那maybe 我们可以看一下它的 advantage， 就是这个托盘里面它有一些什么样的这个好处，可能我们可以go through一下，让大家有所了解。
其实刚才也sorry, I supposed to be channel 5. Okay, I did mention the good thing about having a pallet. First of all right, you actually protect the people, protect the facility, right? And then you can segregate, you can organize your storage, right? And the most important thing is, you comply to the requirement, the local authority requirement, because spillage can be a lot of trouble and can be very expensive to do the cleanup. So always remember that, all right, prevention is always better than cure. Rather than you have a spill, then you got to spend a lot of money do cleaning up. Myself, in the first place, you prevent it from spilling. All right. Okay, I think here Janice have a question. How many product you have? I'm not too sure what product. If you are referring to just spill pallet itself, right? Well, we have the 2-drum pallets, 4-drum pallets. I'm talking about 55-gallon drum. All right. Now, workstation we can make, but it's not so popular because it's not mobile.
Okay.
All right. So if you are just talking about pallet, basically this few lah. All right. If you are talking about other PPE itself, then we have a lot. Right? All right. If you want to know more about our product range, all right, you can always visit our website at www.qss-safety.com. All right. You can go into our website. All right, and you can see a lot of products inside there. All right, and we are personal protective equipment specialists. All right, and we have from head to toe. All right, we have other things like environmental, such as these pallets. We have eye wash. We got flammable cabinet, a lot. We also do gas detection business. So we actually have a lot of business. A lot of products that you can choose from. So just go to our website. All right. If you have any issue, you can always WhatsApp us at 8852-0182. Right. We are more than happy to help you. Right. To answer all those questions.
I think from our record, the most sellable is to be this normal pallet.
The most common actually is the 4-drum pallets. All this while, you ask me, almost up to 90% are buying a 4-drum pallets, right? Our price are very competitive, right? So by all means, drop us an email, or you can WhatsApp us as 8852-0182. All right.
I think 4-drum pallets more cost saving. In the way rather you go and buy the 2-drum type.
Because why I say 4-drum? Because if you look at the normal pallets for cargo, it's always the size of 4-drum pallets. Right? So easy for storage, easy to manage. Unless you tell me your storage place is very small, so you only need a 2-drum spill pallet. By all means, you can always let us know. All right, we'll come back to you. WhatsApp us at 8852-0182.
我想我们这边最销的可以说是98%都是 4-drum pallet， 而且这个是属于就是移动的托盘 移动托盘，它是比较会卖的，而且它就是在价钱方面也比较合理合算。为什么？因为你买2个倒不如买4个，但是价钱却有很大的差别。它可以让你省很多这些怎么样讲呢？额外的钱。那如果你真的有需要的话，联络我们，你可以 WhatsApp 我们8852100182在 screen 里面是可以看得到88520182maybe 我们可以再看一下这个托盘的一些功能，让大家可以了解多一点点。
你的意思是哪一方面的功能？
就是它有哪一方面的 feature？比如说它有一些讲stacker 可以 stacker 的don't mind 帮我放那个 screen 上。对了，如果你没有用的话，你可以把它 stacker 上来，从这个图片里面大家都看得到。还有一点就是它有一个叫做什么release drain plug 我们叫 drain plug， 就是容易让你把这个多余的油或者是这个药水把它倒出来。
Okay, basically, especially we're talking about logistic company when they do storage on oil or chemical, right? You will find that this pellet, all right, why the gratings can be easily removed, right? Is because of stacking, right? When you are not using it, right, you can just stack it, like the one on the picture that we show you now. Right, you can stack as many as you can, right? Okay, so it's very convenient. And on top of that, we also have a drain plug, all right? Especially when the spill are quite bad, I would say quite bad, all right? You can't even carry up to drain it, all right? The other way for easy draining is you can use a forklift to pick it up, right? Then you unscrew the plug so that we can drain out the whatever spill material inside the pellet. So this is very, very convenient. All right. Now on top of that, okay, let's say at normal what they call storage. Let's say you're not using it for oil or chemical. You can actually use it as a normal pellet. All right, it acts as a normal pellet, and because it's made of HDPE, it's very durable. All right, very tough material, so you can actually use on other purpose as well, not necessarily just for oil spill. Yeah.
Now 这边我们有朋友问Ronnie 他有问到一个问题 What is the shelf life?
Okay. You see, because the material is HDPE, now HDPE itself can what they call it can stand very hot weather and very cold weather, and if you put it under the sun, for example, right? Let's say you store it, use the pellet to store outdoor, which I don't recommend because rainwater, you're going to accumulate rainwater. If it's under the sun or when you're not using, you stack it outside your warehouse. Under the UV, it will deteriorate, so it won't last. So I'm not able to give you a very specific shelf life. But if you are using it indoor, it can use 2-3 years, not an issue.
Even 5 years?
Even 5 years, it depends, right? So it's all depend on usage. So this material, this spill pellet itself, we don't have a very specific shelf life. All right. So as long as you put it indoor for indoor use in a warehouse, you take care. I mean, 5 years is easily achievable.
Okay, good. 就是说，它这个 pellet 可以所谓的托盘可以耐多久呢？那这个要看的哦。当然，如果你是在室内的话，我想3年5年。这个没问题啦。如果你有很好的保养，而不是乱撞、乱丢的话，这个没有什么问题。但是如果你是放在室外的话，那我们就不敢保证，因为室外我们会受到一些影响。什么影响？比如说 UV， UV 这个太阳这个 UV 和ultraviolet 真的很，什么产品你放在外面它都会 deteriorate， 就是会老化，很快的老化。当老化的话，它就很容易裂，
对，
因为它的结构它已经产生变化。所以要看，不是说绝对，不是绝对，但是如果是 indoor 没有 sunlight， 你有好好的保养的话，应该5年或者是5年以上的话，应该不是太大的问题。一般上厂家不给你一定的怎么讲，就是有效的那个什么有效的这个年数多几年它没有，主要还是在你用者怎么去保护它。怎么样去保养它，这样简单而已。
好 ，Okay, I saw Janice have another question. Pellet storage capacity. When you say storage capacity, are you talking about the sum, all right, that is able to, I mean the pellet able to take the volume of the chemical spill, all right? So I'm not too sure your question, all right? It can easily take 55 gallons volume of chemical inside the pellet. That is not an issue at all right? Unless you are very unlucky, 4 of the drum all burst, then it's a different story lah. Then it will be a big issue, right? Right? If it's just for 155 gallon drum totally drained out, it's not an issue. Right?
I think should be able,
and it's also under the requirement. You need to have 110% of what they call the containment, right? The containment of the spill liquid. All right. Okay. So I hope I answer your question. Right. If I don't, just WhatsApp us at 88520182. Right. So we can communicate and we understand you better.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So maybe 应该是差不多了。
Yeah.
差不多是这样的这个讲呢，托盘它的这个好处能够带给你的好处了。So maybe 我们就谈到这边。
Yeah. So Ronnie say thank you for your information.
Oh, okay.
No issue. I hope I answer your question earlier on.
Okay.
All right. I think we are here to take your question. If we cannot answer you now, you can WhatsApp us and then we can always come back to you. Right? Janice have another question is, if it's leakage of chemical, how much store? As I mentioned, the 4 drum pallets can take a full 55 gallon will not flood the pallets. Right? So it's a requirement, as I mentioned, 110%. That means to say, let's say your 55 gallon is 100%. The pellet itself can up to 110%. All right. So this is actually the requirement, right? For this kind of storage. All right. So I hope I answer your question, Janice. I think I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Right. So it's a little bit hard for me to pronounce your name, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question? If not, we're going to go offline now. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. All right.
谢谢大家的这个参与然后也提出一些问题有些朋友提出一些很好的问题至少我们在这个 online 就是 live online 的这个现场，我们能够直接的沟通，然后可以马上的回答你们的问题。假设我们不能够回答你们的问题的话，你们随时都可以 WhatsApp 给我们我们一条线开放的这个就是8852018288520182我想我们今天的节目就到此。那当然这个不是totally完了我们还有可能有机会的话，我们会带大家去看一下什么叫做真正的 pellet 因为我们有朋友 的这个群众要求，我们
Okay.
可以安排。
Well, I think we might one day do what we call a walkthrough to our warehouse, all right? So that you can see what are the items that we have in our warehouse.
Yes.
All right. Before I end, right, I want to make an announcement, right? Because next week, all right, next Friday is our Chinese New Year, right? Probably during the Eve, a lot of people would have, be taking leave, do housework, clean up the house.
Yes.
So next week there will be no live, right? Followed by the following week, because we have not started work yet. So the next FB live that we going to do the sharing will be on the 24th.
Yes,
I think
24th.
Yes. 24th. All right. So 24th, we'll see you again at 3 p.m. All right. Okay.
很好啊，我们差不多要下线了。在下线之前呢，我想做一个通知就是因为下来已经是要到过年了，所以下个礼拜是已经是除夕夜之前的一天。我相信很多人都在准备这些你们家里的装饰啦，或者是30晚的这些材料的准备啦，所以没有什么太多的时间，所以我们会在24号再重开，24号重开。所以在这2个礼拜里面呢，因为在第2个礼拜我们也没有办法，因为还没有开工，所以24号我们再回来。所以我希望24号再见到大家。好，就
Okay, yeah.
这样。Okay.
I think thank you for joining us today.
Yes.
I hope you pick up a bit of our small little knowledge, so will help you in your workplace or whatever.
很好，谢谢大家，谢谢大家的参与和支持。所以我们过了2个礼拜之后，我们再见。
Okay,
that's it.
See you on the 24th.
Bye
Bye bye.